church, and you can have a seat. I'm really glad that you are here. As you start to have a seat, I want to introduce you to my friend Kayli Huffman. I'm so glad, Kayli, that you came back tonight. This morning, she shared a testimony with the early crowd, and honestly, it was inspiring to a lot of us. It was inspiring to me. And I asked her if she would come back tonight and read that testimony again. You're going to love what you hear, what God has used her to do. And are you a little bit less nervous now than you were maybe this morning? You think maybe you're more nervous now? Oh, great. Well, I'm just going to tell you, this morning they were all nice people, but these people are freaks, okay? And no, I'm just kidding you. They love you and they're really excited to hear it. So, would you just give her a clap and just say,
a few weeks ago, I had gotten the opportunity to go on a missions trip to Canada. I went on this trip with my youth group to fix up the school we were staying at and to become friends with the international students there. I got to build relationships with my team and kids from Hong Kong, South Korea, and Mexico. A normal day here, we would wake up around 6:30, eat breakfast, and then do a work project. Some days we cleaned desks and chairs, and other days we cleaned out dorms, tore down wallpaper, or cleaned the cafeteria. After our work project, we would usually have free time to hang out with the international kids and then go to lunch. After lunch, we almost always went somewhere. We went to the zoo, Niagara Falls, amusement parks, hiking, and to the beach. Then we went back to the school and usually went back straight to dinner. We ate all of our meals in the cafeteria and the food was really good. After dinner, we played games, ping pong, frisbee golf, had water balloon fights, and watched movies, and then went to bed in the dorm rooms around 11. During this trip, one thing stood out to me. This was when a girl I'd become really good friends with decided to accept Jesus into her life. Vanessa also became known as my coconut after I tried teaching her some English, was not a Christian before she came to Canada like most of the other students there. You might wonder why they are there if they weren't Christians, and it is because they came with other kids from their schools to learn English. After being there for a few days, Vanessa noticed how close my relationship to God was. From when we were singing worship songs at the campfire to me praying before my meal, she could really recognize my true love for Jesus. One day I noticed she was in the room crying with my roommate Jessica. She had been asking her questions about what Christianity was about, and she saw what she was missing out on. She told us that most people in Mexico were Catholic, and she had never seen such close relationships to God before. A few other girls shared the Evangel Cube with her, and very soon after she wanted to ask Jesus for forgiveness and wanted to be saved. If you don't know what the Evangel Cube is, it is a cube with pictures that explain what Christianity is about in a simple way. It shows good and evil and sin and God. It also shows God sending his son, him dying on the cross, and him being raised from the dead. After, all of us prayed for her and just thanked God for such a wonderful blessing. Being only my second time leading someone to Christ, it was an awesome feeling to see her become a Christian. Knowing that she can have everlasting life and she can be a light to her friends is awesome. It was great to know that she noticed our actions and noticed how close we were to God. When leading someone to the Lord, you don't just have to directly come out and speak, but lead with your actions. We didn't come to Vanessa first, she came to us. She really noticed how great it is to have a relationship with God. This really showed me leading by example is the best way to lead someone to Jesus. When people see how you are acting and the joy that God brings you, it has a much greater impact than just going up to a non-Christian and overwhelming them. This was a great experience, and it was amazing to see her give her life to Christ.
Kayli, I'm so proud of you. Sharing your faith with someone is for a lot of people here, it is very nerve-wracking. They'd be scared to do that. And you did that. You know, when I got this email from Kayli just sharing with me what happened on her trip and how she shared her faith with a friend, and Vanessa was her name, and I said, well, email me back and tell me all the details. I want to hear it. And so when I got that email, I said, I've got to share this with our Waterline Church family. I want them to hear about what God was able to do with Vanessa Kayli. And Kayli, I don't ever want you to think that maybe you're like too young or to be a leader in this church. You are, all right? And you sharing your testimony tonight is influence, and it's inspiring. It's inspiring to me because we have a goal at this church. And the goal of this church is that every single one of us shares our faith with one more person this year. Everyone for one. That every single one of us at some point would step out of our comfort zone, just like Kayli. Now, Kayli, you had the Evangel Cube, and one of the things I love that you wrote in there is that you didn't write, I had all the answers and Vanessa didn't know anything, right? Like, you have all the answers when it comes to, no. And nobody here has all the answers, but that's one of the things I hear all the time. People say, I don't know if I can share my faith because what if I don't know all the answers? I love what you wrote to us, what you shared to us, is that you said it was an example. It was Vanessa seeing you praying before meals and singing around a campfire. Like, those are things that just, I know who you are, and I know that that's your faith, and that's how you are. It just kind of overflows who you are, and it overflowed into Vanessa's life. And that's really, Kayli gives us a great example here of really how we're supposed to share our faith. So we live out our faith, and the people around us notice that. They see your Jesus. And I'm proud of you that Vanessa from Mexico, and you were in Canada, and you're from America, United States, and she saw your faith, and she was curious about it. And so you share with her your faith with this Evangel Cube. If you haven't seen the Evangel Cube, go home and Google it. It's a pretty cool little thing, isn't it? It shares the whole journey of who God is and who Jesus is and how much he loves us. So Jeremy, come on over here. Jeremy is her father, and Karen is her mom. And we're just going to say a thank you prayer for Kayli. We're going to thank God for her and thank God for her opportunity that she had. But also in that time of prayer, I want to pray for our church because I know there's maybe you're nervous about sharing your faith with somebody else. Maybe you've been kind of on the sidelines. You've been wondering, like, how am I supposed to share my faith? Well, I hope if you are a lady, maybe an adult woman, you say, look, Kayli is a girl too. And if she can do it, I can do it. And then if you're a man, look, Kayli's got a pink sweatshirt on. Why aren't you sharing your faith, right? All right? So let's be inspired by Kayli. Let's thank God for her. Lord, I just thank you so much.